So news just broke out today about how RFK Jr. has failed to meet the requirements to get onto the debate stage that's happening on June 27th. They said he does not meet the requirements to get on the debate stage. Therefore, it will only be Trump and Biden. Because if you didn't know, today, June 20th, was the deadline to meet the requirements. Now let's talk about it, because I need to explain to you why this is a complete sham. So CNN actually made two rules to get onto the debate stage. Number one was that you actually had to be on at least 4 national polls that show you at 15% or more. RFK Jr. has already finished this requirement. He is on at least 6 national polls right now that show him at 15% or more. Some are even showing him at 17% and more. And he's even showing 15% or more on CNN's own poll. So the first requirement we already have completed, but the second requirement is where they actually are scamming us right now. Let me explain. So the second requirement was essentially that RFK Jr. had to be on at least enough state ballots to essentially equal 270 or more electoral votes. And this is where they get RFK Jr. because RFK Jr. is only on 5 state ballots officially. But here's the thing, RFK Jr. has enough signatures, he's gotten enough signatures, and he's turned them in. He has enough signatures to be on enough state ballots to equal well over 300 electoral votes right now. So technically, RFK Jr. does complete the second requirement. He completes the first and the second one. The 4 national polls, he's got that. And then, on top of that, the ballot access to be on enough ballots to equal 270 or more. He's got that. He's got enough ballots to equal over 300 right now. But here's the thing. He's only on the state ballot in 5 states. 5 states right now. The reason for that is because the state leaders, such as the governor of each of the states, which are obviously either Democrat or Republican, so they have an invested interest in making sure that Biden or Trump wins this election. Those same leaders who have an invested interest in making sure that Biden or Trump wins the election for their own sake, those same leaders are taking their time to certify RFK Jr.'s signatures. So he's collected well over the signature requirements, and he's sent them into the state to say, hey, please put me on the ballot in your state. I have enough signatures well over it. Here's my signatures. Here's the proof. Certify me. And those leaders, those governors are saying, nope, we're not going to certify your signatures yet. We're going to wait it out. Even though there's a deadline coming up on June 20th, which is today, that you had to meet those requirements before you can get onto the debate stage. Today was the deadline, and those governors are like, nope, we're not going to certify your elections. We are going to wait it out until it's past the deadline. Isn't that crazy? Now, there is still the petition up right now that you can sign if you want to help RFK Jr. get on the first debate stage. I don't know if it's going to help. I'm not 100% sure, but what I can say is that we can't just do nothing. We have to sign the petition because it's the only way that we can potentially have a chance to not be rigged against and to get onto the debate stage. I mean, we have to do it. Let history be known that Biden, Trump, and CNN cooperated together to rig a debate and to rig the election, to make sure that a candidate could not get their voice heard, to make sure that they censor the speech of a candidate that's polling at 15% or more, who is likely to win the election because people are changing their minds about the two-party system. People are done with the two-party system. We're done with the Democrats and the Republicans and the division and the hate. We are done and we need something new. It's time to go independent and vote for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. But the only way we can do that is by getting his voice heard, because right now he's doing very well with people who are young. People like me, people who are young, under the age of 45, under the age of 35, he's doing very well. But the people who he's not doing well with right now, and it is growing, but he's not doing very well with baby boomers. And it's because they get their news from MSNBC and CNN and all those other mainstream, lamestream medias who constantly lie about RFK Jr. They barely talk about him, and when they do, it's constant fake news. And they will never let him on to debate on a actual live interview. It's always going to be edited. We need to stop this right now, and we need to vote for RFK Jr. But if he's not on that debate stage, I fear that the baby boomers might actually not get a chance to see this guy actually talk.